ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ, ನ್ಯೂಸ್ 26ಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ.
ಇನ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಬಾಹ್ಯಾಕಾಶಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಡೆಕಾಡಲ್ ವಿಷನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಜಿಯನ್ನು ಅನಾವರಣಗೊಳಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. ಇನ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಭಾರತೀಯ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಬಾಹ್ಯಾಕಾಶ ಪ್ರಚಾರ ಮತ್ತು ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಏಕ ವಿಂಡೋ ಸ್ವಾಯತ್ತ ಬಾಹ್ಯಾಕಾಶ ಇಲಾಖೆ ಡಿಎಸ್ಒ ಅಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಲ್ ಏಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಇಂದು ಭಾರತೀಯ ಬಾಹ್ಯಾಕಾಶ ಆರ್ಥಿಕತೆಯ ದಶಮಾನದ ದೃಷ್ಟಿ ಮತ್ತು ಕಾರ್ಯತಂತ್ರವನ್ನು ಅನಾವರಣಗೊಳಿಸಿದೆ. ದಶಮಾನದ ದೃಷ್ಟಿ ಮತ್ತು ಕಾರ್ಯತಂತ್ರವನ್ನು ಇನ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಇಸ್ರೋ ಇತರ ಪಾಲುದಾರರೊಂದಿಗೆ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಪಡಿಸಿದೆ.
Press conference that InSpace has called. We have been in existence for about a year and a half now. And it's a very opportune time to have this meeting with the media because this is the last day of the Space Week this year, and at the same time, we have a lot of space activity, space news that's happening. Well, we have two objectives here today. One is to give you a bit of a brief overview of InSpace. Many of you have been covering InSpace, but not all of you may be familiar with it. So for those who know InSpace well, my apologies, because the information that we will provide to you will be a repeat for you. But the second objective, which perhaps is more significant, is launching the Decadal vision and the strategy for the space economy. And I want to be very careful in saying that this is about the space economy. We are not talking about the scientific part of space. That's what ISRO will talk about. And we are not talking about the strategic, that is the defense related activities in space. We are only talking about commercial economic activities. We have many colleagues here from InSpace, from ISRO, from DOS. So from ISRO we have Mr. Victor Joseph, who is the Additional Scientific Secretary, Mr. Anroop, who is the Director STPO. From DOS we have Sandhya Sharma hasn't come here, she is likely to come, and Dr. Subramaniam, who is Joint Secretary of EPL, Ray Subramaniam, right there. And from InSpace we have the three directors, Dr. Vinod Kumar, Aditya, that is about to reach the destination.
Observation, navigation and communication are the largest chunk, where if you notice that almost 32 billion out of this 44 is coming from there. So this is how we see the space economy. It is an aggressive target which we are taking, but
a corporate or a government department. But the reason we thought it was important is that this strategy is not about InSpace or about ISRO or about DOS. It is about the whole of research. And it's important that you, and through you, the rest of the country is familiar with what we are trying to achieve and understands the role that everyone has to play in making this happen. It's a very ambitious target to go from 8 billion to 44 billion. Come in the mainstream of the commercial side, the economic activity for India, and contribute to the economic development as well as in terms of social benefits. So what we'll talk about in terms of InSpace is what started with the space reforms that were announced in June 2020. These activities are broken up into upstream, midstream and downstream. So upstream is where all the launch and satellites happen. Midstream is where ground operation, data and processing that happens. More funds than what we can distribute, because the whole process is just evolving. And it takes long time for us to do announce an opportunity for them to apply, for us to go through the process. So the first one took us about 5 months. From private sector come into InSpace in various areas: launch vehicles, satellites, subsystems, ground stations, downstream applications, design lab and other things. Coming from startups, about 70 applications, 30 MSMEs, 50 other companies. The PSU under Department of Space in March 2019. InSpace was officialized in February 2022. Release of Indian space policy that was much awaited and has been talked about quite a bit was released in April 2023. We have the revised FDI policy that is currently under works in the final stages of approval, and then space activities bill for the space sector is under consideration. Now the policy has been government entities, that is NGEs, to participate in space. They can build rockets and satellites, they can launch, own and operate space assets, they can deliver on commercial services, they can own technologies with ISRO, EO data acquisition can be done, dissemination of data can be done, they can create infrastructure with ISRO or by themselves. In short, nothing is off limits for the private sector as per the new policy. And it's fairly aggressive opening up of the space sector to the private sector. Also, a lot of the ISRO technology that ISRO has developed over the years will be transferred to the private sector, and I'll talk a little bit more.
So these 8 strategic goals are given in the pen drive. You can read it. So I will skip this strategic goals part where you can read our EO, navigation, SATCOM, ground network, satellite, launch vehicle, and SSA and space exploration as well as export. So I will skip this and go directly to the second part, that is strategic capabilities. So these we have